United could consider Thomas Tuchel with the situation at Chelsea still up in the air and in doubt. Still, Chelsea haven't got an owner, and United, he's come from nowhere as a potential contender. Bear in mind, he's worked with Ralph Rangnick before. Ralph Rangnick gave him his start in football. Other candidates include Ajax manager Erik ten Hag and PSG manager, former Tottenham manager Maurizio Pochettino. Ten Hag and Pochettino have both been knocked out of the last 16 of the Champions League, a little bit unexpectedly. So their stock in the short term has gone down a little bit. Tuchel has won the European Cup with Chelsea. He has turned them into a force. Evidently, they've got a very expensively assembled squad. But I think the way he holds himself and the way he's held himself in relation to the Abramovich sanctions, nothing short of classy. A very likeable guy. Really, really, really good manager, young, and if United could get a manager like that and back him, give him 4 or 5 years, I'm pretty certain that he can bring United back. I think he's just got a certain way about him. I don't know the guy, I've never obviously worked with him, met him, but he's got a certain way about him that is just really quite appealing. He's quite sort of humble and he's quite self-effacing, and he's really, I mean, he's done amazing. He's won the Club World Cup with Chelsea, he's won the UEFA Super Cup, he's reached the finals of the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, and obviously won the Champions League. And obviously they've dropped off in the league this season a little bit, but I feel like he could really get hold of United, get hold of the dressing room, and he'd have the respect of the players. I think this is another thing. Like United have got huge number of egos in that dressing room, and if you're not going to get rid of 15 players, you need to kind of win them over and then slowly change the culture. And Paul Scholes hit upon this on Tuesday night after United's exit from the Champions League, that you need a manager that's top class. And actually, one thing I will say about Man United is that United are undercoached. Football, whatever people say about football being an art, it is an art, but it's also a science. And there's something to be said for scoring systematic goals. And by systematic goals, I mean goals and movements and patterns of play that you just do over and over and over again that another team knows you're going to do, but they can't stop it. So, case in point, Man City, underlap. The underlap, get to the byline, and they score a lot of goals where someone's on the byline, they roll it back to someone else, and then 10 yards out, the person scores. And that's why they've got such a high XG. And that's basically how Man City break down low blocks. Obviously, they've got top players, but they're used to having their fullbacks, having someone breaking forward, De Bruyne breaking forward, Bernardo Silva getting to the byline and supplying crosses, cutting crosses back. So that's a systematic way of playing. Liverpool have got a systematic way of playing without the ball. Without the ball, they have certain press triggers and they squeeze teams. They play really high up the pitch because they've got pace in defence, and they basically they don't give you time to breathe, and then they counter punch you. And they are systematic ways of playing. You can even say Burnley have a systematic way of playing. Burnley play a lot of percentage balls. When Chris Wood left, I knew they were going to buy a big striker, and they bought Weghorst, right? And whether you like it or not, they have set pieces, and they play a lot of percentage balls, a lot of knockdowns, a lot of free kicks, a lot of backing in. They don't they basically, as a pattern of play, look to get the ball in the box, because statistically, Sean Dyche probably knows that for every X amount of crosses, you score a certain amount of goals. So he probably says to his wingers, put 10 crosses a game in. And their fullbacks as well, they'll even cross from deep, because they also know statistically that the ball comes in, the defence half clears it, and you've got a chance. So that, obviously, you don't want to play like that as Manchester United, but the point is that Burnley have got a systematic way of playing. Their midfield 2 and 3 are narrow, and the fullbacks and the wide men are pulling out, and they're trying to feed crosses, previously into Chris Wood, now into Weghorst. And so what I'm saying is that if you have a systematic way of playing and all your players fit in that system, it's much easier for you to kind of win, and it's much easier for you to have more consistency in your results. You can't keep changing and changing and changing styles and expect to win. Only if you've got the best players in the world can you do that, and United don't. And United don't have the budget for that. So, in conclusion, previously I thought Ten Hag would be my first choice. If Tuchel's available, I'd move heaven and earth to get him, put Ranić upstairs, and I'd get him to sort this squad out. But he needs 5 years, literally. Even if he finished 10th in 2 seasons, he cannot sack him. He needs 4 or 5 years, and it's as simple as that. So let's see what's going to happen. The one thing I will say about Manchester United's board is I have no faith in them. I have faith in them to mess it up. I don't have any faith in them to do the right thing or to get the right candidate. So I hope I'm proved wrong. So let's see. Thanks for watching the video.